Have you ever wondered why so many people in Japan live well into their 90s and often past 100 while still staying active, sharp, and full of life? Imagine waking up each day with energy, joy, and vitality, not slowing down, but savoring every moment. Today, I want to share with you what Japanese centenarians have in common when it comes to their daily meals. It's not about expensive supplements or complicated diets. It's about simple, everyday foods that can transform your health and longevity. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to add to your plate if you want to give yourself the best chance of living to 100 and beyond. You know, when I think about longevity, I can't help but be amazed by what's happening in Japan right now. Picture this. There are doctors in their 90s still performing surgeries, still seeing patients, still living with the energy that would make someone half their age envious. These aren't just remarkable exceptions. They're living proof of something extraordinary that's been quietly practiced for generations. What fascinates me most is that when researchers studied nearly 1,000 Japanese centenarians, they discovered something that challenged everything we thought we knew about healthy aging. These remarkable people weren't following the latest diet trends or spending fortunes on supplements. Instead, they were doing something so beautifully simple that most of us completely overlook it every single day. To understand this secret, we first need to look at where these long lives are happening. Japan isn't just lucky when it comes to longevity. There are specific regions that researchers call blue zones, where people don't just live longer, they live better. Okinawa, in particular, stands out like a beacon of hope for all of us who want to age gracefully. Think about this for a moment. In Okinawa, it's not unusual to find people celebrating their 100th birthday while still tending their gardens, cooking their own meals, and maintaining deep friendships. What's their secret? It starts with something as fundamental as the food they put on their plates 3 times a day. The cultural emphasis on food in these regions isn't just about nutrition. It's about community, gratitude, and treating each meal as a small celebration of life. When you eat with intention and joy, something magical happens to your body and mind. But let's dig deeper into what exactly ends up on those plates. So, what exactly do these remarkable elders eat every single day? The foundation of their longevity isn't found in any pill bottle or powder. It's growing in gardens, markets, and kitchens across Japan. The cornerstone of their daily nutrition comes from an abundance of whole, plant-based foods that work together like a symphony in your body. Picture walking through a traditional Japanese market in the morning. You'd see elderly shoppers carefully selecting purple sweet potatoes, deep green leafy vegetables, and a rainbow of other plant foods. These aren't just ingredients, they're medicine that doesn't come with a prescription. Every day, these centenarians consume what amounts to a pharmacy's worth of natural compounds that fight inflammation, support heart health, and keep their minds sharp. The vegetables they choose aren't exotic superfoods you can't pronounce. We're talking about sweet potatoes that provide steady energy without the blood sugar spikes, leafy greens packed with folate for brain health, and colorful peppers rich in compounds that protect against cellular aging. But here's what makes their approach different. They eat these foods in specific ways that maximize their benefits. Alongside these vegetables, beans and legumes play a starring role in nearly every meal. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Beans can be challenging for digestion as we age. But here's where Japanese wisdom shines. They've developed preparation methods over centuries that make these nutritional powerhouses not only digestible, but absolutely delicious. The protein from these beans provides steady energy throughout the day, unlike the quick spike and crash you get from processed foods. The fiber feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut, something that becomes increasingly important as we age. And the complex carbohydrates keep your blood sugar stable, which is crucial for maintaining energy and mental clarity well into your golden years. But it's not only plants that matter. There's another category of food that plays a small but mighty role in Japanese longevity. These are foods that have been transformed through an ancient process that actually makes them more nutritious than when they started. I'm talking about fermented foods, and this is where Japanese eating practices become truly fascinating. Every single traditional Japanese meal includes some form of fermented food, whether it's miso soup, pickled vegetables, or the famously pungent natto. These aren't just condiments or side dishes, they're daily medicine for your digestive system. When researchers analyzed the gut bacteria of Japanese centenarians, they found something remarkable. These elderly individuals had bacterial diversity that looked more like that of much younger people. Their guts were thriving ecosystems, producing compounds that fight inflammation, support immune function, and even communicate with the brain to improve mood and cognitive function. The fermentation process doesn't just preserve food, it creates entirely new nutrients that your body can't make on its own. Think of it as having a tiny pharmacy living in your digestive system, working around the clock to keep you healthy. The beneficial bacteria from these foods produce vitamins, particularly B vitamins and vitamin K2, which are essential for bone health, something particularly important for seniors. What I find most beautiful about this tradition is how naturally it fits into daily life. A small bowl of miso soup to start the day doesn't feel like taking medicine. It feels like a warm hug for your digestive system. A few pieces of pickled vegetables with lunch aren't a chore. They're a burst of flavor that makes the meal more satisfying. And alongside fermented foods, there's one humble grain that holds everything together, providing the steady foundation that allows all these other foods to work their magic in your body. Rice, but not just any rice, serves as the cornerstone of Japanese meals, and there's wisdom in how they approach this staple grain. While the Western world often demonizes carbohydrates, Japanese centenarians have been thriving on rice for generations. The key lies not just in the type of rice, but in how it's prepared when it's eaten, and what it's paired with. The contrast between refined white rice and whole grain varieties is significant, but even more important is the way these grains are integrated into the overall meal pattern. Japanese elders understand intuitively what science has now proven, that eating grains as part of a complete meal with vegetables, protein, and healthy fats creates a synergistic effect that stabilizes blood sugar and provides sustained energy. This steady energy is crucial as we age. Instead of the energy roller coaster that comes from processed foods and simple sugars, rice prepared the Japanese way provides a gentle, sustained release of glucose that keeps your brain functioning optimally and your mood stable throughout the day. Your heart benefits too, as this steady blood sugar pattern reduces the stress on your cardiovascular system. But here's something fascinating that researchers have discovered. It's not just what type of grain you eat, but the temperature at which you consume it that makes a difference. Japanese tradition emphasizes warm, cooked grains rather than cold cereals or raw preparations. This isn't just cultural preference. There's actual science behind why this matters for your digestive health and nutrient absorption. Now, grains may be the base, but what keeps their meals both heart-protective and delicious comes from the ocean, and the careful way they include moderate amounts of high-quality protein. The relationship between Japanese centenarians and fish is both mindful and moderate. Unlike Western diets that might emphasize large portions of meat at every meal, Japanese eating patterns include fish as a complement to vegetables and grains, not as the star of the show. This approach provides all the benefits of omega-3 fatty acids without the potential drawbacks of excessive protein intake. The types of fish commonly consumed, salmon, mackerel, sardines, and other cold water varieties, are rich in the specific omega-3s that support brain health and reduce inflammation throughout the body. As we age, managing inflammation becomes increasingly important, and these healthy fats act like a natural anti-inflammatory medication that you can take with every meal. What's particularly smart about the Japanese approach is the emphasis on smaller, oily fish rather than large predatory species. These smaller fish accumulate fewer toxins while providing more omega-3s per serving. They're also more sustainable and accessible, making this a longevity strategy that's both practical and environmentally conscious. The contrast with processed meats couldn't be more stark. While processed meats have been linked to increased inflammation and various health issues, the clean, simply prepared fish in Japanese cuisine provides protein that actually helps your body heal and regenerate. The difference isn't just nutritional, it's foundational to how your body ages at the cellular level. But perhaps most importantly, the way fish is prepared matters enormously. Japanese cooking methods, steaming, light grilling, or incorporating into soups, preserve the delicate omega-3 fats while avoiding the inflammatory compounds that can form with high-heat cooking methods. Of course, food is more than nutrients. It's also about how much you eat. And this is where one of the most powerful Japanese longevity principles comes into play. There's a beautiful phrase in Japanese culture, hara hachi bu, which means eating until you're about 80% full. This isn't about deprivation or strict calorie counting. It's about listening to your body's natural satiety signals and honoring them before you reach the point of uncomfortable fullness. Think about how you feel after a typical Western meal. Often, we eat until we're completely full, sometimes even uncomfortably so. Then we need to loosen our belts, feel sluggish, and maybe even need a nap. Japanese centenarians rarely experience this because they've mastered the art of gentle satisfaction. The benefits of this practice extend far beyond just maintaining a healthy weight, though that's certainly part of it. When you consistently eat to 80% fullness, your digestive system can work efficiently without being overwhelmed. Your energy remains steady throughout the day because your body isn't diverting massive resources to digest huge meals. Research has shown that this natural form of calorie moderation can activate longevity genes, the same ones that respond to more extreme forms of caloric restriction, but without the stress and difficulty of strict dieting. Your body enters a state where it's primed for repair and regeneration, rather than just processing excess food. What makes this practice so sustainable is that it doesn't require willpower in the traditional sense. Instead, it's about developing awareness and eating slowly enough that your natural satiety signals have time to register. This is where the next principle becomes crucial. But beyond the food itself, there's another layer to longevity that Japanese elders never forget: the way they approach eating as a mindful, almost sacred practice. Food rituals and mindful eating aren't just cultural niceties in Japanese tradition, they're integral to the health benefits of the meal itself. When you eat slowly, with gratitude and attention, something remarkable happens in your body. Your nervous system shifts from the stressed fight or flight state into the calm, rest and digest mode that's essential for proper nutrient absorption. The Japanese understand that digestion begins not in your stomach, but in your mind. When you sit down to eat with intention, when you take a moment to appreciate the colors, textures, and aromas of your food, you're actually sending signals to your digestive system to prepare for optimal nutrient absorption. This mind-body connection does something remarkable. It lowers your stress hormones, improves your body's ability to absorb nutrients, and even helps regulate your blood sugar response to the meal. When you're stressed or eating quickly, your body can't properly break down and utilize the nutrients you're giving it, no matter how healthy the food might be. There's also something profound that happens when you express gratitude before eating. In Japanese culture, saying "itadakimasu" before a meal isn't just politeness. It's a moment of recognition for all the hands that brought this food to your table. This simple practice shifts your entire physiological state, moving you from a place of stress or hurry into a state of appreciation and calm. And while meals are important, what we drink alongside them also makes a tremendous difference in how our bodies age and how energetic we feel throughout the day. Green tea isn't just a beverage in Japanese culture. It's a daily ritual that delivers powerful compounds directly to your cells with every sip. While the Western world often reaches for coffee for energy or sugary drinks for pleasure, Japanese centenarians have been quietly sipping their way to better health for centuries. The antioxidants in green tea, particularly one called EGCG, act like tiny bodyguards for your brain cells. They protect against the kind of damage that can lead to memory problems and cognitive decline. But the benefits don't stop there. These same compounds support your cardiovascular system, helping keep your arteries flexible and your blood pressure stable. What I find particularly interesting is how green tea affects your energy levels differently than coffee. Instead of the sharp spike and crash that coffee can cause, green tea provides a gentle, sustained alertness that comes from the unique combination of caffeine and an amino acid called L-theanine. This creates what many describe as calm alertness. You're mentally clear and focused, but not jittery or anxious. For seniors, this stable energy is particularly valuable. It means you can maintain mental clarity throughout the day without the afternoon crashes that often come with other caffeinated beverages. The ritual of preparing and drinking tea also provides natural breaks in your day, moments of calm reflection that help manage stress levels. But even the healthiest diet needs the right lifestyle habits to unlock its full power. And this is where Japanese centenarians really shine in creating a complete picture of vitality. Movement in Japanese longevity culture isn't about intense gym workouts or running marathons. Instead, It's woven seamlessly into daily life through activities that feel natural and enjoyable. Gardening, walking to the market, gentle stretching, and traditional practices like Tai Chi all contribute to what researchers call functional fitness, the kind of strength and flexibility that helps you maintain independence as you age. This approach to movement is brilliant because it's sustainable. You don't need to worry about finding time for exercise when your daily activities naturally keep you moving. Tending a garden provides resistance training for your muscles, balance challenges for your core, and the satisfaction of nurturing life. Walking to gather fresh ingredients gives you cardiovascular exercise while connecting you to your community and food sources. But perhaps even more important than physical movement are the social connections that Japanese elders maintain throughout their lives. Eating is rarely a solitary activity. Meals are shared with family, friends, or neighbors whenever possible. This social aspect of eating isn't just pleasant, it's actually protective for your health. When you eat with others, you naturally eat more slowly. Conversation paces your meal, giving your body time to register fullness. You're also more likely to enjoy your food, which improves digestion, and the social connection releases hormones that reduce stress and inflammation. The daily rhythm of life in these longevity communities is also remarkably consistent. Regular meal times, consistent sleep schedules, and predictable daily routines all contribute to what researchers call circadian health, keeping your body's internal clock in sync with natural daily rhythms. This synchronization affects everything from hormone production to immune function to how well your body repairs itself during sleep. So, let's bring this all together and look at what you can start doing today to incorporate these time-tested longevity secrets into your own life. Creating your own longevity blueprint doesn't require dramatic changes or expensive ingredients. It starts with understanding that every meal is an opportunity to nourish not just your body, but your longevity potential. The beauty of the Japanese approach is its simplicity and sustainability. These are practices you can maintain for decades, not just weeks or months. Start your day with something the Japanese have perfected, drinking warm water first thing in the morning. Not coffee, not juice, but about 2.5 cups of warm water within the first few minutes of waking. This simple practice kickstarts your metabolism, helps flush toxins that accumulated overnight, and prepares your digestive system for the day ahead. The temperature matters more than you might think. Your digestive system works like a gentle fire that needs to be tended carefully. Cold drinks and foods can dampen that fire, making it harder for your body to break down nutrients and maintain steady energy. Warm foods and drinks, on the other hand, support your digestive fire and help your body extract maximum nutrition from everything you eat. When it comes to meal composition, think of your plate as a canvas for longevity. Fill about half of it with vegetables of different colors. The more variety, the better. These should be cooked rather than raw most of the time, as cooking makes many nutrients more available to your body and is easier on your digestive system. Here's something that might surprise you. The order in which you eat your food can significantly impact how your body processes it. Japanese tradition naturally follows a sequence that science now shows is optimal for blood sugar control and nutrient absorption. Start with your vegetables, then move to your protein, and finish with your grains or starches. This simple change can reduce blood sugar spikes by up to 40% compared to eating the same foods in a mixed or random order. Include some form of fermented food with each meal. It doesn't have to be exotic or expensive. A small serving of sauerkraut, kimchi, yogurt, or even pickled vegetables provides the beneficial bacteria that keep your gut healthy and your immune system strong. Think of these foods as your daily probiotic supplement, but more effective and much more delicious. Keep your eating window to about 10-12 hours each day. If you eat breakfast at 7 a.m., try to finish dinner by 7 p.m. This gives your body time for the cellular cleanup and repair processes that happen during fasting periods. You don't need to be rigid about this. Life happens. But consistency most days of the week can make a significant difference in how you feel and age. Practice the art of eating to 80% fullness. Put your fork down between bites. Chew each bite thoroughly. Pay attention to your body's signals of satisfaction rather than fullness. This takes practice, especially if you're used to eating quickly or while distracted. But it's one of the most powerful tools for maintaining healthy weight and good energy as you age. Replace sugary drinks with green tea throughout the day. If you're not used to green tea, start with milder varieties or add a touch of honey. The goal is consistency rather than perfection. Even 1 cup a day provides significant benefits, and you can gradually increase from there. Move your body gently but regularly. This doesn't mean you need to start training for a marathon. Gardening, walking, gentle stretching, or any activity that you enjoy and can do consistently will serve you well. The key is finding movement that feels like living, not like exercise. Finally, whenever possible, share your meals with others. Invite a neighbor for lunch, eat dinner with family, or join a community meal program. The social connection is just as nourishing as the food itself, and it naturally encourages the kind of slow, mindful eating that supports good health. What strikes me most about these Japanese longevity secrets is how beautifully they work together. None of these practices require extreme measures or expensive products. They're about returning to a more natural rhythm of eating and living, one that honors your body's needs while bringing joy and satisfaction to your daily experience. The path to living well past 100 isn't about perfection. It's about small, consistent choices that add up over decades. Every warm cup of water you drink in the morning, every mindful meal you share with loved ones, every time you choose vegetables over processed foods, you're investing in your future self. You're choosing vitality over decline, energy over fatigue, and years of healthy independence over premature aging. These aren't just dietary recommendations. They're a blueprint for a life well lived. The Japanese centenarians who inspired this approach didn't set out to live to 100. They simply lived each day with intention, gratitude, and wisdom about how to nourish their bodies properly. Remember, it's never too late to start. Your body is remarkably resilient and responsive to positive changes, regardless of your age. Whether you're 65 or 85, your cells are constantly regenerating, and the choices you make today influence how you'll feel tomorrow, next month, and in the years to come. The beauty of this approach is that it doesn't require you to give up the foods you love or make drastic changes overnight. Instead, it's about gradually shifting toward patterns that support your longevity while adding pleasure and satisfaction to your daily meals. Start with just one practice, perhaps drinking warm water in the morning or adding fermented foods to your meals. Notice how it makes you feel, then gradually incorporate other elements as they become natural parts of your routine. Small changes, consistently applied, create extraordinary results over time. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one food you eat every day that helps you feel your best? Share it in the comments below. And if you found today's video helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, because I'll be sharing more insights just like this to help you live not only longer, but healthier and happier. Remember, the path to 100 can start with just one small change at your next meal. Let's take that journey together.